Chapter 1. The Silence of Being Lost. There was once a man who felt invisible. No job, no purpose, no direction. Each day felt heavier than the last, as if the world had quietly moved on without him. He would wake up with no reason, sit in silence, and wonder how he had become someone who felt so useless. One day, without a plan, he left. He packed only the essentials and walked toward the mountains, away from noise, expectations, and disappointment. He didn't know what he was looking for, but he knew he couldn't stay where he was. Chapter 2. A Different Kind of Life. Life in the mountains was not easy. The nights were cold, food was uncertain, the ground was unforgiving. But for the first time in a long while, he felt something. He noticed the sound of the wind brushing through trees, the rhythm of birds in the morning, the quiet strength of the mountains standing still through time. He began to observe everything, plants, animals, the sky changing colors, and slowly something inside him started to change too. Chapter 3. The Injured Stranger. One afternoon while gathering firewood, he found a fox. It was weak, injured, and barely able to move. The man hesitated. He had nothing, barely enough for himself. But something in the fox's eyes stopped him, so he brought it back. He cleaned its wound, shared what little food he had, and stayed beside it through the cold nights. Days passed, and slowly the fox healed. It didn't run away. Chapter 4. An Unlikely Friendship. The fox began to follow him, at first from a distance, then closer, until one day it simply sat beside him as if it had always belonged there. They shared quiet mornings, long walks, and silent understanding. The man talked sometimes, not because the fox understood his words, but because for the first time he didn't feel alone, and somehow that was enough. Chapter 5. A New World. One day the fox led him deeper into the forest. There he saw them, more foxes, a family. They watched him cautiously, but not with fear. The fox he had saved moved freely among them, then looked back at the man, as if introducing him. Seasons passed. The man watched the fox grow stronger, watched new life emerge, small foxes playing, learning, living. He smiled more, not because life became easy, but because it became meaningful. Chapter 6. What he found. The man had once believed he was useless, but in the mountains he realized something simple. He had saved a life, and in return, that life had saved him. He no longer needed the noise of the world to feel important. He found peace in the rustling leaves, joy in small moments, and purpose in simply being present. He was no longer lost. He was home. Ending note. Sometimes we don't find happiness by searching for it. Sometimes we find it by slowing down, helping others, and learning to see the beauty that was always there.